Many of you have been sending me the same message. I'm doing the releases, I'm sitting with my emotions, and nothing is changing. My symptoms are still here, maybe they're getting worse, what am I doing wrong? And I'd like to answer all of your questions today. The first thing that I would like to say is that you're probably not doing anything wrong. If you have a mind-body condition, like MCAS or fibromyalgia or any of those syndromes, then you have taught your brain in the past that you didn't really want to consciously feel those emotions. And as a consequence, right now, when they're coming to the surface, you're not really experiencing them. Instead, you're experiencing symptoms. So every time your body wants to let go of one layer of the onion of stress that you stored in your body. But chances are that you can't fully access it right now due to years of conditioning. So maybe you cry a little bit, but it doesn't have any effect on your symptoms. Or maybe it just gets slightly better over time, very gradually. And that's a partial release, meaning you touched a little bit, but not everything. This is completely normal. This is actually where most people start. And expecting yourself to do anything different is actually, very difficult and almost impossible. And here's something even more confusing. What if your symptoms don't improve at all? What if it gets worse when you start doing this work? That's actually a very good sign. It might not feel that way, but you're consciously trying to find exactly what is underneath your symptoms. And as soon as you find it, you can briefly touch upon it. And that increases the danger signal for your brain. So the limbic brain at that moment is perceiving a lot of danger. And it tries whatever it can to stop you from doing this because it's dangerous. And then it does the only thing that it is capable of doing, and that is increasing the volume of your symptoms. This might seem like a defeat, but in reality, you know exactly right now what is causing your symptoms. And that means that you have a form of control right now. And it doesn't mean you're broken, it means you're starting. There's another reason why your releases might not be helping you. And this is a sneaky one. You might be releasing emotions. Yes, real ones. You cry, you shiver, you shake, maybe you even vomit or burp. You tremble, you sweat, and then nothing happens. These are not the emotions behind your symptoms. These are the ones that you can actually feel and process, that the brain maybe doesn't perceive as a danger. I call these emotions secondary emotions. And I'm sure that when you're developing a chronic illness or a mind-body condition, you have a lot of reason to develop secondary emotions, like the fear of the symptoms, the grief of your old life, the guilt for not being able to do the things that you think that you should be doing. And although releasing secondary emotions is actually good, because you don't want to keep it inside of your body, I think that these emotions will keep coming back again and again and again and again until you resolve what is actually causing them. Let's say that you do actually have a full release, a real one. You processed the layer of the onion that your brain perceived as a danger. You fully let go of it, and the danger therefore is gone for your brain. And immediately you're symptom-free. Congratulations. This might last for a day, or maybe even less. And then they come back. And that feels crushing. But this is actually part of the release process. Because it takes time for the amygdala to no longer perceive emotions, difficult emotions that you stored in your body as a danger. And you have stored many of them. It's a real big onion, probably. So what it means right now, when they come back, is not that it doesn't work for you, because you've already experienced it. You've already experienced how empowering this can be. And now it means that you're ready for the next layer, which is good, because ultimately your chronic illness is a stuck healing phase in which you are ready to let go of layer after layer after layer after layer. And that will transform yourself. You will feel more at ease. Your thoughts will slowly, in ups and downs, decrease. And it's a good thing. Now, sometimes you'll hit a plateau, meaning that nothing seems to be happening. No release, no change in emotions, nothing. It feels like you're stuck, but you're not stuck. At those moments, you're actually preparing. You know, your body can't let go of all the layers in your body all at once. And you've probably already let go of a cluster of them. And now you're preparing for the next layer. And this next layer is usually a little bit heavier. It's a little bit more rough. And therefore, as soon as you are ready to let go of the next layer, your symptoms will probably increase again. It's a bit more overwhelming. Therefore, really take your time in this preparing or plateau phase so that you can dive in later. So enjoy it, work on safety, work on relaxing, work on enjoying yourself, because that's probably even more important than releasing. And I know that many of you have difficulty enjoying yourself. So that's something that you should learn and invest into, even when you're having a chronic illness, especially at those moments. And maybe it's only for 1 second a day, but that can over time increase to, for example, 2 seconds, up to a minute, up to an hour. These ups and downs are actually incredibly important, because healing will always look like a wave pattern, not a straight line. So there are going to be ups and downs, good days and bad days. And on those good days, you might prepare yourself for the bad day, because it's ultimately coming, unless you've only stored like a few layers. Ideally, eventually, you would be able to have a good day and a bad day on the same day, meaning you feel absolutely good until something comes up. You dive into your body, you do the work for, let's say, 30 minutes or even less. After that, you release it fully and then you feel good again. And that's how most of us go through their lives. It's not like our coaches and the people that heal via the program never have any difficult layer anymore. It's not like that. There is not this moment where everything suddenly is good. That doesn't exist. Here's the paradox. People come to this work because they want to feel better. And that's completely understandable. But healing, real healing, means that you allow yourself to feel bad, temporarily. Because if you only reach for soothing techniques every time when something comes up, the underlying emotion can never be resolved. That means you just get better at managing something that will never change. And there's also another mechanism worth naming that's called resistance. It's the part of you that says, maybe this is actually physical. I don't need to go there emotionally. And that resistance is protective. It keeps you from having to feel hard things. Because some of the things that are perceived as a danger by your brain, they actually feel like a danger. It's not that your brain makes a mistake or something like that. It can be very heavy and overwhelming. And in order to have that capacity to go through these layers, you need a lot of experience, you need a lot of safety, etc. You cannot rush your healing. Rushing already indicates fight or flight. And you need the exact opposite of that, which is safety. It's creating the capacity to feel. It's learning how to feel. It's learning how to release. And therefore, when the release is interrupted, for example, and stretched over many days, that's a signal that you have been going too fast. So it means you need to slow down. If you also crash right after doing a release, it's the same thing. Step back. Going slower doesn't mean going nowhere. It actually sometimes means going slower means going faster. So the fastest way to heal is by going slowly. And understanding the connection between your emotions and your symptoms gives you something very powerful. It gives you confidence that you are in the right direction, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like it. So if you came to this video feeling frustrated, then I hope that this helps. You're not doing things wrong. You're just doing something that is genuinely very hard and the opposite of how you conditioned yourself. And the fact that you have all been asking me these questions means that you're paying attention to the right things, that you're already embarking upon this healing journey, this wave pattern. And if you have more questions, then drop them below. This conversation isn't over, and I'd like to see you in the next video.